Show me what you're crying for. I'll wipe your tears on up. If you're so taking love, we'll come for you for sure. If we're caught in a wave, I will carry you over. It don't matter where you are, I'll run to your front door. When my head goes in different directions, you know my heart's never on the moon. And in the dark times, you don't have to question. Find my arms where we are. You could put emotions from my love. It won't keep us apart. You got better all, I'm running up, just to get to your heart. If we're caught in a wave, baby, we'll make a way. You got better emotions from my love. It won't keep us apart. You got better. It won't keep us apart. You got better. Shadows play on idle hands. I lose myself if I do. But I find my way to velvet change. I'll crash right into you. If we're caught in a wave, I will carry you over. It don't matter where we are, you're still the one I choose. When my head goes in different directions, you know my heart's never on the moon. And in the dark times, you don't have to question. Find my arms where we are. You could put emotions from my love. It won't keep us apart. You got better all, I'm running up, just to get to your heart. If we're caught in a wave, baby, we'll make a way. You got better emotions from my love. It won't keep us apart. You got better. It won't keep us apart. You got better. You got better. You got
Dad is going to take you to Jersey Shore.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. I got a haircut and I'm not too excited about it. But what's going on, everybody? Welcome to, in my opinion, with me pro. I almost forgot my name. With me pro from the Pro Wrestling Show show on Twitch, I guess, podcast on YouTube. And today we're going to be talking to the Talk of the Ring show with Sabrina and Harley. But before, but before we do that, I just want to say what's up to everybody in the chat. That being Kenny, what's going on, Kenny from the call up? The music is humping and OKCM Dave. Yeah, I cut it off. I cut off the poof. Um, um, Figure it's easier to maintain than having to get up, get some gel, put it in my hair, slick it back. I could just shave it off and then never have to worry about that for a couple of months. But how's everybody doing? um Man, not really that much going on in wrestling news as of late, uh except for maybe one big thing, which I think surpasses all the minor things that have been happening. And that's, Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon has been the talk of the town for 2 weeks now. About a week. About a week since this whole debacle happened with the sale and the Saudi shit and shit like that. Read somewhere that Tony Khan is interested in the process and knows that his pockets are deep and he could, I mean, they're a potential buyer. I don't know how much of that is actually clickbait and how much of that is actually true, but I don't know what your guys' thoughts on it. It'd be quite interesting to see what would the landscape of wrestling look like now if Tony went ahead and bought the WWE from Vince. And I don't even know if Vince would play nice with the cons like that. Considering that, I mean, regardless of how you feel of each brand, they're the only competition in America that can go against the WWE. Can't wait for Vince to show up at Mania. That's what it boils down to, I think. I think it boils down to him just showing up at Mania, controlling one more Mania, and like it's just an ego thing. He doesn't want to have someone to have the full control of his child, his baby. And he couldn't, like, he was sitting there in the sidelines for God knows how long, watching Triple H do his thing. And regardless of how you feel, whether he did a good job or not, I still don't think the product's changed as much. There's been little tiny things, but as far as that whole ordeal, people like what Triple H is doing. And I think Vince didn't like that people liked that what Triple H was doing, because once upon a time, people really liked what Vince was doing. Tony buys WWE, he's going to pull a Shane. Oh yeah, he's gonna come on. Oh, I swear to God, he's gonna come on a Monday Night Raw and be like, he's gonna pull a Razor Ramon and be like, you know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here. And then he probably won't say something like that. He'll probably bounce around and go, you know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here. Goldberg will buy WWE. Goldberg, as much money as that dude makes, I don't think he's going to buy the WWE. Seth Rollins versus Kenny Omega, Jade versus Bell. Let me ask you guys this. Would you guys be okay if you went ahead and bought it? Or are you one of those people that would hate to have a monopoly around wrestling where one person controls everything? Which is not even that true because Impact is kind of an independent thing. New Japan's still its own thing. I'm on the fence of make it one big thing. Somebody was talking to me not too long ago, and they said the possibilities are fucking endless with that shit because you monopolize it, sure, but you have control of all that property, all those ROH, AEW, WWE, WCW, ECW. You have all of that library in your hands. He said Impact. Well, um, you have all that library in your hands, and you could make like a fucking network like ESPN where you talk about what's happening around the world of wrestling, and you can showcase indie talent and talk about that. Like, you know how ESPN does, they'll show highlights of anything from everywhere, no matter what the sport, lacrosse, you name it. So I think that'd be interesting to do. Um, and that's just my opinion. But I feel like there's been enough talk now. I'll wait for everybody to get in. I feel like our special guests are here. So without further ado, guys, please welcome from the Talk of the Ring show, Harley and Sammy. Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey.
Oh
What's going-
man, not much, not much.
I'm glad you guys decided to come on, or wanted to come on. It's pretty cool, pretty cool. So I'll just start off right at the bat. For those who don't know who you guys are, do you care about explaining what you guys do?
Sabrina.
Okay. We are called the Talk of the Ring Show. We basically bring wrestlers on and interview them. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of a brain fart right now. But we interview them and just kind of get to know who they are as a person and like where they would see their wrestling career going and stuff like that. And like what are some of their favorite matches. So I mean, we have a fun time. Sometimes it's easier than others, but we get through it.
Okay.
She said there.
So what made you guys get into wrestling?
Harley.
Well, itty bitty Harley when she was just a child, like a younger child. I was into like WWE at that point. My parents were like, put it on TV, and I was like, AJ Lee, that was my girl. And then I started going to indie shows with my stepdad, so it just became my favorite thing. And then how I met Sabrina was everyone at these shows everyone knows I'm a loud person. I have poster boards. So I always warn the people like, hey, just so you know, I'm loud and I have posters. She's like, that's fine. I'm loud too. But
And then the friendship blossomed from there.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
You guys are like, you want a podcast? Oh, let's podcast.
I think I remember just turning to Harley and going like, "This is something I really want to do," and I was like, "But I'm not going to do it by myself." And I was like, "So would you want to help me?" And she's like, "Yeah, like absolutely." So that's just kind of where we started.
That's awesome. And you guys just do it's indie. It's on the indie scene as far as your content goes, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much.
for now.
So what do you
maybe.
guys so what do you guys watch the main promotions, right?
Kind of. I'm
Kind
more
of?
like
Okay.
the WWE girl, and she's more of like the AEW.
Okay, because I was gonna ask, what do you guys think about like the current situation or product? You guys like it? You dislike it?
I'm gonna like Harley will be the first one to tell you. Sabrina doesn't know anything really
Okay.
about like I'm more of like like Andretti's now in part of AEW, so we followed him since PPW. Like I'm a very AEW girl. I will watch it all the time. However, WWE it's her thing. I'll let her have it.
Okay, so Harley.
Yeah, I at first like when I heard it, I was like, I don't believe it. And then like I went to work and like one of my coworkers, she's like into it as well. And she's like, "Oh my god, did you hear like they sold it?" I'm like, "Nuh-uh, no way." I'm sure they're Goldberg fan. Not me.
No.
See? I keep telling you, Toe. Go on.
I'm
sorry.
like I'm towards the younger crowd. Like I'm more of like,
What the heck am I? Ancient?
no, that's not what I'm saying.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. we banter back and forth on our podcast too, so it's like it's just what we do.
I come in every now and then. You guys are fun. Like you guys talk about. It's weird. It's not weird. It's like your guys' interviews just feel like conversations with people. You're not asking like
Yeah.
it doesn't feel formulaic. It's almost like you guys know me. I know. I go out there. We're out there at the indie shows.
Yeah. I think that that's something that like we really wanted to push when we were doing these interviews is like just make it feel like a conversation and not feel as much of like question by question by question. So like, yeah, you'll see, of course, like in a lot of our videos, we get so off topic with a lot of things, but like that's what makes it like just comfortable, and because then they're not like, oh my gosh, we really have to do this. Like we really have to like stay on topic. No, we go from like talking about hair to talking about like their favorite wrestling. So like it goes all over the place. So it's kind of like friends hanging out every time we do a podcast.
I think it's like if we know the wrestlers like a lot more personally, it seems more of a conversation. As for like if it's a new wrestler that me or Sabrina hasn't seen, it's more of like an interview because we don't know them and we don't know like their style. But
So what has been your favorite interview so far? Uh-oh.
Oh.
Am I asking the tough questions here or what?
No, I'll go first, I guess. Mine was definitely Laszlo, the Hungarian. Just because he had a lot of like just to offer and so much to share. And I was like, wow. And then when I met him and he was like super tall, and I was like, hey buddy, what's up? So it's weird because like behind a computer screen, you don't realize how tall someone is. And then you're like, oh God. So yeah, no, he was just a very sweet person and very down to earth. But Harley?
I mean, everyone knows I love Rembrandt and Cosmic. They're my faves. Like Cosmic we just had on last night. Rembrandt was like our second episode. But out of all of them, I have to say V Marino. He tops it. I love V. He's like such a like badass in the ring, but oh my God, I don't know if we're allowed to say those bad words on here, but
What bad words?
Yeah.
Like fuck and shit.
Okay, so I guess we are.
Totally can.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's what happens on our podcast because we never like go over like rules or anything like when we do our podcast. So people are like, shit. Oh, I mean, like, can I do that? I'm like, well, you did it anyway. So I guess it's fine.
Did it anyway, so be it. No, but I think that's probably one of my favorites. He's like so badass in the ring, but then outside of the ring, like he stays in character, but at the same time, he's like the nicest human you'll ever meet.
So we just got breaking news on the show. I'm sorry to totally pivot away from all this, but according to Kenny from the Call Up, Jay Briscoe just passed away from the Briscoe brothers. You guys know who that is?
A little bit.
Okay.
If I saw a picture, maybe Sabrina is not good with like names at all.
Yeah,
Holy
we're
crap.
more of like we have to see the face in order to know the person.
Does that help?
Oh,
he's scary. I probably didn't like him at the time, anyways.
Okay. Well, news just came out. He passed away. That sucks. That really sucks. But okay. Sorry for that little pivot there. I just thought it was really sad news. Moving on. So you had Cosmic on the show, and that is one of my favorite female wrestlers out there right now. I don't want to try to be like those simps out there, but I always try to like hit her up the best, every chance I get.
He's a simp.
Yeah.
I love her. I could go on a rant about her for so long. She's the sweetest human ever.
And that last night was actually the first night that, I mean, granted, my phone decided to overheat like freaking how many times last night. But from when I did talk to her, she's very, last night was the first time I got to actually speak to her. So it was nice because, you see who she is in the ring and you don't really get the chance to see who she is like outside the ring. And so like last night gave us me a little bit of insight of what that was about. And so, I mean, that just made me love her even more. So.
Right? Cosmic is like one of the best female wrestlers out there right now.
So how many shows have you guys been to?
Like,
Ooh.
oh,
I
What would you
can't
say?
even give you a number.
I think I was to PP. I can't say numbers 'cause I don't know, but I'd been to PPW since April, Smash Wrestling, MLW,
Wow.
AXW.
I've been to multiple PPW shows, AXW, True Wrestling when they were still a thing, The Sanctuary, but it's not really like wrestling, it's more like martial arts as they say, but I consider it wrestling. Yeah, too many. So I'd say for me personally, probably at least 100 or more shows.
Do you guys travel at all? Like I travel a lot for those kind of shows?
Not really. I think I just for PPW I travel about like an hour and a half, but that's about it. And then with AXW, it's like right down the street from my house, so it wasn't that bad. But it depends. I don't go past like 2 hours. Like that's my limit.
Yeah, I think that's the case. Like if it's something like or someone that I really want to see, I'll be like, we're making this trip. But I don't think I've ever made a trip yet for that long.
Like we got a lot of shows here. Well, I'm from Chicago. So if you guys ever, want to hit up Warrior Wrestling, that's the best. They have all kinds of your favorite indie guys. Sometimes they'll bring in guys from like New Japan, Impact, MLW. I mean, you name it. They got like it's like an assorted candy of wrestlers. So, and I get like, have you guys ever tried to branch out away from different promotions, like from across the country and stuff like that?
As for across the country, not yet. We're in that.
For like interviews?
We're working on like different indie organizations. So like we covered a lot of PPW. So now like we're kind of reaching out into the Smash Wrestling. We kind of just touched a little bit with Rosh and those kind of people, but we're working on it. We're trying to branch out to other wrestlers. It's a work in progress.
It definitely takes a lot of time and a lot of like effort
and planning. It's like when we're free, they're not free. When they're free, like it's hard, but we get through it.
Yeah.
Now, is there plans to extend your content a little bit, like away to like go away from the interviews and like do some original stuff? Or
we did do one show where it was just talking about like because the PPW show was the next day and was like a prediction show, and it wasn't like us interviewing at all. It was just us talking about like who we think is gonna win and why we think that way, and we had some guests with us, and so that was just really nice because again, like it was a conversation of like a friendly debate. I will call it a friendly debate of this person's gonna win, and I'll tell you why. But other than that, I think right now we're just focusing on the interview portions, just because like we're still just trying to get our feet wet, like with this UCW thing coming up on Sunday. It's kind of like we're preparing for that more than we're trying to prepare for anything really.
Yeah.
I know I just asked this, but like, are you guys prepared at all to watch the Royal Rumble? Are you guys like interested?
No.
That's where I come in. I'm more of like, I'll watch the pay-per-views, but as for like Friday Night SmackDown and Monday Night Raw, I'll like tune in and like peep while my dad's watching it, but that's like about it. I can't like, it's not me to sit in front of a TV and like watch it. Like if I'm at the event, yeah, I'll be into it, but I can't sit and watch it. It's just that's just me.
Do you have a winner picked out at least for this year?
You know, whoever wins, go for it.
Okay.
I don't really care. I'm like, whatever, go for it.
So this show is called In My Opinion. All right. So let me ask you what your guys' opinion on like the wrestling as a whole so far. What do you think about it? Like, do you think it's thriving more than ever? Do you think it still needs a little bit like
I
you guys
don't know. I was looking at the chats, that's why I was like, what? But no,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
can go on a rant for so long about like a lot of wrestling, like more detail into the people. But I think right now, I think for us personally, it's striving. Maybe.
It's just, I think right now with us also digging our feet like kind of in this water, it's kind of just, I don't know why I keep using that reference today, but it's kind of like I think it's thriving, but we also have to make sure that we are surrounding ourselves with good people and
Mhm.
that are going to support us and not, you know, toxic people. But I mean, like, we haven't really run into too many
wow.
of those toxic people, but that's
Yeah.
because we put people on our show that's actually,
Like decent people.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Has there been any like, going to these shows? I've been to a lot of indie shows myself, and I know that there are some weird people. Have you guys had to interact with any like weirdos?
Oh, if we're
100%.
Okay. What's the craziest story you guys got?
not,
Harley.
Okay.
it's not necessarily a weirdo. Like, it's not weird, but to me, it's just I think he's weird and I don't like him. And since this is called, in my opinion, forgive me for this is my rant, and I say it every single time on our podcast. This is where there's this wrestler. His name is Johnny Moran, and I just
Called
think
it.
he's a bum. That's my weirdo level. I think he's a weirdo because he's a bum. He doesn't know how to wrestle. And his like
Oh.
whole face, his like life, like just bothers me because he's a weirdo. He's a weirdo to like Sabrina.
How did I get pulled into that one? But no, I agree with her with that. I also agree with like weirdos is in like I'm going the opposite way. I'm going as weirdos is like they take their persona that's in the ring and bring it outside the ring.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so like they act like who they are in the ring. And so if they're an asshole in the ring and they're an asshole to us, like that to me is like, you're a little weird, like, or like freaky kind of thing. But Tim Theory is also another one of our
Oh my
our most
God, they're all
hated
wrestlers.
people. Just because he's a weirdo. He asked me for a hug in the middle of a match, and I just ever since
He's
then
not
I've been
that bad. She's exaggerating.
really Johnny Moran. You're exaggerating.
Oh, you're gonna have to make it to a PPW show because that's where it gets heated.
It gets heated.
This
very
man,
fast.
you'll see. He'll see for himself.
Go ahead. I'm just trying to. So at least they're not like other fans coming up and trying to give you a hug.
Eh,
I mean, there is, but he's
Oh, you mean
Gavin. and
that?
he's-
Was that?
It's,
Eh.
there are fans that come up and give me a hug, but like it's Gavin and he's like a little kid and I love him. So like
Oh, that's different.
we
I just
allow
meant
it.
like somebody who never showered for like 7 days, and
Anthony Blackwell. No, I'm just kidding.
he doesn't mean that. No hate towards him.
I love that man. He's a nice
Anthony
guy.
Blackwell. Do I
He
know
has-
him?
He has a podcast too.
ABJ.
ABJ.
Oh, ABJ. Dude, okay, so he was on your guys's. And
Yes.
then as soon after that was done, he was on somebody else's that I know, CR Media. So he bounces around a lot. I want him to come on, but I don't have his contact. So maybe after the show you guys can hook me
Yeah.
up with that. Yeah, I would definitely have to have him on. What are the best moments you've had at a indie show? Like any you can think of right off the bat.
I think my favorite moment from this year, because I really just got back into wrestling this year, which is like crazy to me. But my favorite moment this year was not only just meeting Harley, but also this past PPW show, me going crazy at one of the from one of the matches, and I think that was the craziest I've ever gotten during a match because I was so hyped because I liked both guys, but like the one I've been like a fan since day one.
Andretti.
And Andretti. And so it's like, I was like, come on, Andretti. Da, 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 da. And like, she has like all these videos of me just going crazy. And I think that was like one of the best shows and moments we had. Like I was gone. I was on caffeine on another level.
No, yeah, she's not lying. She's crazy for him. But as for me, I think there's like, okay, so there's obviously I've been into wrestling a longer time than her. But I think there's like last year I had my party at a wrestling event. So I think that was like one moment that actually stood out to me because so many people knew me, like knew it was my birthday. And I was like, I don't even know you, but like, thanks. Like I tell Sabrina all the time, people in wrestling talk. So if one word gets around like Sabrina dyed her hair purple, the whole wrestling world's gonna know.
Yeah.
It's just an example. But I think my birthday party at the wrestling event was like a big memory for me. And any Rembrandt or Cosmic match stands out to me. I love them.
What's your guys' holy shit moment?
Definitely when Facade, remember when Facade came out of the ring and then like did that flip off the wall and you and I were like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Because it was like literally like right here. Like her and I was looking this way and Harley goes, Sabrina. And I looked over and like freaking Facade's like flipping off the wall and onto Clutch Adams. And I was just like, oh shit. Like that was right here.
No, yeah. My brother was standing right next to him too. I was like, bro, you're lucky you didn't just get kicked in the face.
Right.
Like, my holy shit moment was when Rembrandt won. I think it was in November. He was in a tag title or tag team or something. And he won. And I looked at ABJ and I was like, I told you. Because we had a prediction show. I was like, I freaking told you he was going to win. Because he hasn't won in a minute. So I was like, yep, he deserves it. But
No, yeah. I love those moments though. I know exactly what you two are talking about because I've had those moments going at shows before. It just feels like you're there physically, but you're not there. It's like
Yeah.
you're going through a euphoria. Like you're fucking like it's anxiety and your head's like fogged up from all the excitement, and you're just seeing this thing happen. You don't know how you reacted or how you look when you react, but you reacted. And one of those things I'm sure I can compare the Facade thing was seeing CM Punk come out for the first time. That was dope. And the crowd was so loud. And I've seen Facade before. That dude is really, really good. And don't know why he doesn't have a contract anywhere, but who have you guys seen anybody else besides Action Andretti who has like
on AEW?
Yeah,
or like have moved
just,
on?
Yeah, just moved on to bigger and better things. Imagine they bigger and better, but bigger things.
We've known a lot of people that have been on AEW Dark, like Bro Keller, Goldie, Encore. Like we've seen a lot of people like move on, and like it's always refreshing for us because it's like, you know, we've seen them in this indie show and like now they're on to bigger and better things, or they're like getting there, and it's like when we see them getting to a goal, we're like, you know what? We love them, and like we know that they are not going to have time to come back to this little indie show, but when they do, hey, I don't mind.
Willow? Guys,
No.
Willow? Any Willow takers here? Hello?
No.
No?
Nope.
I think it's more like male stars that we've seen from like these indie shows onto like the bigger things. Not saying that the women aren't as great, but
he says Willow Nightingale. They don't know who Willow is. Let's see. So I'm trying to think of like male superstars. Who's the biggest superstar in PPW right now?
At that point, I would have said Andretti, but I don't think he's gonna be there for long.
Yeah, no.
Maybe Keller.
Bro Keller, I think, will be the next one to definitely have a contract of some sort, just because he's been on AEW. He now that he has a haircut, he might get he might get a contract, like
Okay.
we'll
He was
see.
on
Yeah.
Raw. He was on Raw as well.
Thank you. I was gonna say I needed help with that one. But I don't know. There's a lot of people that I'm sitting here going like, I think that they could be the next big thing, but we'll see what
You
this year
just know
holds.
by looking at somebody like they got the look to go up and like do bigger things.
Oh,
Mhm.
for
Def-
sure.
So
Like
what go ahead.
I think that like just their whole vibe, like once you step out into those curtains, like if you have a vibe and then the way that you perform in the ring, we can tell like if they're going to be the next big thing, you know what I mean? Or if they're going to just like stick to the indies. So it's actually really cool to see that because there's some like, let's just say, I think Primal Fear will definitely move on at some point. They're a trio just because like they're just on to bigger and better things, and the vibes that they bring to the ring is just it's dope.
Definitely.
Okay. What about so what's a like is there any big tag teams? Like do you guys have a favorite tag team?
I
Let me ask you that.
do.
All right, let's hear it.
Harley knows mine very well because I'm very absent about it. It's called Championship Material, and it's an indie one, of course. And so it's Joey and Vinny and their manager, Mr. Ruda, and they are heels. But the way that they come out, it's like they are the most like
Badass.
narcissistic people I've ever met. But like after the show, they're like dope. They're so dope. But like during the show, they're like, "Oh, we don't like you." And if someone says like, "You suck," they're like, "No, you don't." Like they pretend like they're like so butthurt about it. And I think
Mhm.
that just the way they interact with their fans, and it's like I was like, that's my favorite right there. And Harley's known from day one. I'm like, day one, Championship Material. I'm a fan of theirs, and I haven't turned my back on them since.
I don't think she ever will because Rudo's her little man.
Have
He's
they
my little short man.
have they won any championships?
They were the tag team
Oh.
championships. They just lost it to Primal Fear. That's why I said Primal Fear, I think, is going to be the next trio to move up. But we were there for that match. And I remember looking at Harley and going like bumfounded, like, are you kidding me? I was so sad that day. So sad.
So you guys are big on the indie promotions. You guys think maybe later down the line you could see a Sabrina and Harley promotion in the near future? You guys want to book something?
Honestly,
Fantasy book. Who would you guys book right now for your
Mm.
promotion?
Like wrestler wise?
Wrestler wise.
Definitely Richard Holiday. Huge fan of that man.
Oh, perfect. Wow. That's a good one. Okay.
I met him at PPW and then I saw him at MLW. I'm pretty sure she would go with Rembrandt.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm getting that vibe. Yeah.
Like there's so many wrestlers right now that like we're sitting here going like we would love to bring them like to our side. But until that happens, I think we'll just dream about it, you know.
Yeah, right.
She would love Johnny Moran on our team.
Yeah, sure. No. It's so funny to me because I was just talking to my dad about that the other day. I was like, can you imagine like down the line of like us having our own like wrestling company? Like that'd be so like crazy. It'll take a lot more time than just a podcast, but it'll be fun.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
we're definitely starting out on the right foot with UCW. So like I mean, who knows what the future holds? Because like UCW happened like that for us, and that was something that me and Harley looked at each other and we were like, "Is this actually happening? Like, what's going on?" And I was like, "Oh my god, this is huge!" So I don't know what happened to her, but
yeah, I don't know what happened. She just went away.
I'm here.
There she is.
Oh.
I was gonna say, great. My partner left me. It's fine.
No, I'm here. My phone is like glitching.
Oh, like mine was yesterday. Great, we're having a great time.
Oh.
She'll probably pop back on.
Okay.
But for me.
Yeah, so that's the thing about podcasting. It can open up a lot of doors for a lot of people. So if you guys like, I mean, you guys open to doing like ring announcing?
I mean, I don't know about Harley, but I could definitely say that I definitely would love to, announce something in the ring, especially with her, because like, I mean, us coming out together, I think would make us less nervous, just because we have each other to be there for support, and it's not just us walking into the ring. But I think one day, maybe, I think for sure. There she is. I miss you. Um,
I'm here. I'm alive.
he was asking if we ever would get into
I
like
heard.
ring announcing, and I said, well,
Mhm.
maybe if
Yeah,
we would do it together.
I think that's kind of like the case with UCW, but like we're out on our own, but as a team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Don't
Like
stick
we
with
don't
us.
do anything. We don't do anything without each other, really.
So you guys are
Pretty
like
We're-
you guys are like the tag team now.
We are the tag team. We could beat championship material.
dope.
Is that so? You guys ever thought about doing the wrestling gimmick yet?
She has.
Okay, not you.
I'm too weak for
Yeah.
this game.
I
I don't
mean,
know.
for a long time, I was like, because I'm gonna graduate early. I'm gonna take a gap, and then I was like, taking those bumps are gonna be really hard. I was personally like, I think I'm just gonna stick with like announcing or like side of the ring. I'm like, I say this all the time to the wrestlers. You can do all that work, but also I cannot put my foot in the ring.
No way.
Got a lot of chats coming in. Toe's saying, gotta go. Have a wonderful night. I'll see you later, Toe. Have a good one. Another one saying this is no hoax. Okay, we know that. R.I.P. That's really sad, man. I can't wait to see all the Twitter stuff on that.
That's Harley's dad.
Oh,
Hi,
what's going on,
Dad.
Harley's dad? Yeah, I noticed he's in the chat a lot too. Does he run a promotion or is he just a big fan?
He's very supportive of us.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
He's just
He's just a what?
he's just our number one fan.
Okay. Hey, that's the best fan you can have is your dad. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
I wish my dad would come into the chat every once in a while, just say what's up, you know. But yeah, does he come to shows with you guys a lot or?
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
he definitely brings something to the table every time that we're at a wrestling event. Like we'll all be sitting there, and like between my sirens, because I'll go wee wee wee, and between her yelling and her dad just starting chants, like we have a great like party that everyone around us is like, these girls are crazy. This whole group is crazy.
You guys have your own like
Definitely.
little posse when you walk in.
We do.
Yeah, like the mean girls, but we're not mean.
Yeah, we're done.
No, okay.
She's like, we're like the mean. We're
are,
not
like-
mean though.
No, we have like the group of people. We're not mean. So
Yeah.
that's out there.
Are you guys the group that always gets the front row ticket?
No. Well,
No?
we used to be. We've upgraded to the bleacher section now just because it's louder. We can stand up on them. Like we can make noises. Like we can get more into
Scream and
it.
stomp.
Yeah. So I mean,
Stomping.
I think yeah, of course, man. You
Mhm.
should come to a PPW show. We are crazy.
Where is PPW at? Yeah, go ahead.
Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania. That's where they were. But right now nobody knows where they're at.
Nobody knows where PPW is at.
Nope.
So if I wanted to go to
They're
a
in
show,
Buffalo. So February show, but still no announcements on that. So
I mean, technically
think-
they have new runners of the show.
go to a good show. I'd suggest AXW.
Now, where's that at?
Hamburg, PA.
So everything's in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Gotta make a trip. It's worth it, I swear.
I might have to. I haven't traveled in a while, so I think it would be nice to take a little vacation and go see a show. I'm actually supposed to be going to Dayton, Ohio, here pretty soon for Wrestling Revolver, the night of Moxbury. Moxley's supposed to be there. You guys probably don't know who that is. To be fair, though, half the guys you've mentioned I have never seen or heard of in my life. So I would have to get more acquainted with it. Yeah, I know. I would have to get more acquainted with that. But you guys become fans of the show here on the Pro Wrestling Podcast, you'll know who everybody is real quick. I'm just saying. But they're under new management after their last show.
Yes.
John Moxley hardly knows Dean Ambrose. That's who John Moxley is.
Yeah, they were under new management after the last show. They had a PPW versus JD and Ruda showdown, and Team JD and Ruda won. So now it's Joe Davis and Mr. Ruda is running the show. So,
but more Ruda.
Yeah.
Okay. I know there was some guy. He used to dress up in a suit. You know what I'm talking about? And he would constantly cut promos on the Instagram.
I think it's Tom.
And then one time he tried to hit me up and tell me to promote it.
That sounds like Tom Mitchell.
I don't know.
Is he
He wears crazy suits.
Okay.
Like sparkly, way out there kind of suits. But now he actually turned into being a wrestler at PPW. So like now he's no longer doing his backstage interviews. He's in the ring.
Oh, okay, got you. All right. Because he used to always hit me up. He was like, "Hey, promote the show, please. Promote the show." I'm like, "All right, I'll put it on my page."
Or Paul Bow. Kind of seems like a Paul Bow move.
Yeah, it does. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
He used to have blonde hair. I remember. It was
it wasn't Mitchell.
Because I don't think any of them. I don't know.
No.
I don't know. Sorry, guys.
It was some guy that came out of nowhere and went for a little bit. That's why when he said they were under new management, I was like, okay, so the last guy probably messed it all up for everybody. But
I mean, okay, yeah. This is in our opinion, right? So in my opinion, I honestly am just saying, like, they say they're really like that Ruda and they are running the show, but in my head, they're still running it. It's just they're gonna put Ruda and JD's name on it. That's my opinion.
It is called in my opinion. So you're okay to say that.
Brandon, I see your comment. They cheated. They didn't cheat. Johnny Moran just turned bad for a match.
Yeah, I love that match. Johnny Moran was in it. He got his behind lost, and then Johnny Moran, he turned too bad Tom Mitchell, and then he helped the other team. I was like, yeah, go get him. I only liked him for like 5 minutes, and then that was it. Not even.
He's doubling down.
Minutes.
Brandon, you do realize Harley and I were team Ruda and JD then with that match, right? Like, you do realize, like, your daughter was also rooting for them, right? And in my opinion, PPW is in good hands.
Yeah, as long as it's not McKeegan or my bad, TJ Master. These shows get pretty heated.
I don't even know who TJ Master is, so
you don't want to.
We both were like, no, do it.
Say what?
She was rooting for JD and Ruda? Is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
Team
Team
my
Mini
God.
Me and Crybaby.
Wow.
You coming after my
Oh.
little man like that? Mm.
I
Wow.
think he was referring to me, him, and Crybaby as you.
Probably.
Maybe I think.
Oh no. Oh, there he is.
Hey,
Hey, what's going on? I just thought maybe you guys wanted to talk it out real quick.
No, we're good. It's like when we're having our own podcast and these comments come up, like we get so heated with some of the comments because we're just like, what? This is our podcast. What is happening? Mini Me is Ruda and Crybaby is JD.
oh, makes sense.
I mean, I can see Crybaby being JD for sure.
See, I thought he meant Mini Me because, yeah, because that you're literally his daughter. But
Yeah.
now I don't know what's going on. No,
Except Sabrina
I'm
doesn't
really out of it.
cry. I rarely cry, guys. So I knew
cry.
something was up.
It's
It's
fine.
like watching an anime. I have no idea what the hell's going on.
Right?
Okay, we don't know what's going on in half of our podcast, anyways. We just go along with it.
No, but I like your guys' podcast. It's a good. You guys are just starting out. It's a good vibe. And if you guys ever need any help with thumbnails, I could definitely help out with that. I love doing graphic work and video editing and shit like that. So I'm just asking, you guys ever need any help with that? So disappointed. But wow, Harley, I thought you was team PPW.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love PPW as like the company itself. But that day consisted of TJ Masters, another wrestler that, because there's some stuff going on, but then we had John was be Tom Mitchell, but he got substituted for someone else. So that team was like, If they would have put Rembrandt in it, then I would have been all for it. But Paul Masters, they don't with Rembrandt. They don't like Rembrandt.
You guys should call yourself the Talk of the Rembrandt Show.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, no, that whole team was just not filled with like not the best wrestlers in PPW.
Yeah.
And like Harley said, it was with Andy Header. I forgot that he was part of PPW, and like there's some wrestlers that we're just not allowed to talk about right now, but
kind of getting canceled, but that's just in my opinion.
Oh my god, we are not about to expose this guy again.
We can't. Yeah, we can't get into it. In my opinion.
In your opinion.
He's done. Sabrina knows.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you this, guys. We're almost an hour in. I'm gonna start winding down. I usually try to keep it an hour, unless But if you guys don't mind, go ahead and plug yourselves. When you got any upcoming stuff happening, give you guys a follow somewhere, whatever. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Okay. Okay. Thanks for putting me on that spot.
Do you want to do it?
Yeah. I'll talk about our upcoming show. You do our socials. So basically, I'm just gonna let you guys know right now. This Sunday we will be at UCW in Hazleton. Basically just doing some backstage interviews and maybe some other things you'll have to come and find out for yourself. We'll also be having stickers with us, so you get your pictures with us. We'll be there all day, so just come stop by. I think it starts at 2.
Doors open at 1. Show starts at 2, so it'll be quite a show. But as for our socials, we are on Facebook, Instagram. We're not on Twitter. We're not on Twitter, not yet anyway. Instagram and just YouTube at the Talk of the Ring Show. And we usually have 2 episodes weekly. 3. right?
Yes. Yes. Sorry, I had to think about that because
Right.
like you cut out for a second in my ear, and I was like, 2 episodes. Yeah, we usually have like 2 episodes. Yeah.
Awesome.
But pretty simple.
All right, guys. All right, guys. Well, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
You guys
Yeah.
have been an awesome guest, and if you ever want to come on again, you are always welcome.
Well, thank you.
Part
Yeah.
of the PWP family now, so whether you like it or not. And for everyone else out there, I've been Pro. That's been I can't point. That's been Harley. Sabrina, is it Sabby or Sabrina?
It's Sabrina, but like I guess a lot of people call me Sabby in my real life, so it's just kind of been like that.
Okay. So I've been Pro. That's been Harley. That's Sabrina. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow for AEW Dynamite Watch Along. Peace out, everybody.
Bye.
Junior Watanabe on my ex-strippers, new killers, shot, tell 'em, just on Donda, on my